Across the South Coast, live from Solent University, you're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon, it's 1 o'clock. I'm Nathan Rawlings and these are your Solent Sports News headlines. Starting with the Europa League, and Manchester United rescued a draw last night against Porto. United found themselves 2-0 up in 20 minutes, but by the 50th minute were down 3-2. Harry Maguire was the man to earn them a point in stoppage time, and manager Erik ten Hag said he was still proud of his team.
We addressed it in a half time and then you concede a third one. So unnecessary. No good defending again. And that has also to do with some willingness in such moment. But then I have to praise the guys, how they return in the game.
Elsewhere, Tottenham won their match against Hungarian side Ferencváros, and Chelsea beat Ghent in their Europa Conference League game. Southampton will once again be without their captain this weekend as they travel to the capital. Southampton football expert Jamie Olszynski joins me in the studio now. Jamie, what can you tell me?
Well, thank you very much, Nathan. I can tell you it is going to be a tricky game for Southampton. Of course it will be. 19th they are in the table currently. They're going to travel away from home to Arsenal, third in the league, one of the best defensive records in the Premier League. So it's going to be a tough one. They, as you mentioned earlier, they're out without Jack Stevens, but they're also without Will Smallbone and Kamaldeen Sulemana, who are both injured. Russell Martin confirmed in his press conference. Whereas for Arsenal, they've got players coming back into the team. Jurrien Timber's not necessarily one of them. He might not be back. He might not. We are currently awaiting Mikel Arteta's press conference, and as well Mikel Moreno made his first appearance for Arsenal in the Champions League on Tuesday night. He could be coming back to English football with his Premier League return with Arsenal. But yeah, for Southampton, really the big news is that there'll be no Jack Stevens after his 2-game fine, and Russell Martin, by the sounds of it, is disappointed to be without his captain.
I think Jack's really accepting that he made a mistake, and he asked for an in-person hearing so he could apologise and make sure that was the case, because he's a very, very good human being. So he's frustrated with himself and disappointed, and we're frustrated to not have him available, to be without him, because he helps us. So I think it is what it is.
And Jamie, just more on that game. Who'll be the key players for both sides in this fixture?
Well, looking at the fixture as a whole, the key man in the fixture is Aaron Ramsdale, of course, ex-Arsenal. Helped push Arsenal towards that title challenge a couple of seasons ago, and now joining on the South Coast, coming over to Southampton. He's going to be the difference maker for Southampton, I think. Highest paid player, really the big starlet of that team, and of course former Arsenal fame. Whereas for Arsenal, it's hard to look past Declan Rice, club record signing, one of the best midfielders in the league. He could really be the difference between the two sides on Saturday.
Great stuff there, Jamie. Thank you very much. Sticking with the Premier League, and Liverpool manager Arne Slot says no one at the club is getting carried away by their position at the top of the Premier League. They'll be guaranteed to still be there heading into the international window if they win tomorrow's 12:30 kickoff at Crystal Palace. But the Dutchman knows their success so far won't be going to the heads of his squad.
These players are experienced enough to understand the league table after 6 games as well, and the schedule we had compared to some other teams. Second of all, Virgil, Ali, Trent, Robbo, they won the league here. They won the Champions League here.
A Championship striker has been banned for 8 games after biting an opposition player. Preston North End's Milutin Osmajic bit Blackburn defender Owen Beck, although it went unnoticed by officials. The 25-year-old has also been fined £15,000. In women's football, and Southampton lost their opening League Cup group game to London City Lionesses last night 1-0. The visitors scored deep into the second half through Maddie Wild and held on to secure the victory. In cricket, and England women begin their T20 Cricket World Cup campaign tomorrow. They face Bangladesh from 3 p.m. in the United Arab Emirates. Southern Vipers players Maya Bouchier and Danny Wyatt are expected to be involved with the squad. England men's cricket captain Ben Stokes is doubtful to play against Pakistan as he continues to recover from a hamstring injury. Stokes hasn't played since August and indicated last week that he may not be fit to bowl. The first test begins on Monday in Multan. To tennis, and women's world number 1 Iga Swiatek is on the hunt for a new coach after splitting from Tomasz Witorovski. After 3 seasons together, the Pole helped her to 4 Grand Slam titles, including 3 French Opens. In boxing, and we've got a big bout in Liverpool this weekend. To tell us more, I'm now joined in the studio by boxing expert Freddie Dorman. Freddie, what have you got for us?
Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Like you said, huge fight tomorrow night. Nick Ball returning home to Liverpool as a world champion, may I add, to take on American Ronnie Rios. The Scouser is still undefeated in 21 fights, 11 of which came via a stoppage, highlighting not only just how good Ball is, but how good the overall fight will be. Bull, he still lives and trains in Liverpool, despite his last 2 fights being in Saudi Arabia, and he comes into this bout as a huge favourite. As for his opponent, he's lost just 4 times in 38 bouts, making him the more experienced of the two. Despite having 2 previous world title shots, they have both come a weight class higher in super bantamweight, so he's having to come down. But either way, all the build-up for this one suggests it's going to be a must-watch, so make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 10 p.m.
Thanks, Freddie. Should be a good one. In sailing, and Sir Ben Ainsley's Ineos Britannia team are just 1 race away from becoming the first British team to reach an America's Cup final. They are currently 6-4 up against the Italian team and need just 1 win in Barcelona today to reach the final. Going over to American football and the NFL, and the Atlanta Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins threw a career-high 509 yards as his side beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in overtime 36-30. The 36-year-old became only the 22nd quarterback in NFL history to throw more than 500 yards in a game, moving to 15th on the all-time list. Thank you that's all from us for this hour. We'll be back at 2 o'clock for more. Thanks very much for joining us. Remember, you can keep up to date 24 hours a day on solentsportsnews.com.